One more mountain. Now, I tend to be not so skeptical. It may have taken, 10 years to go ahead and get this book published. But then again, it kind of made sense why it took 10 years. The Taliban was thought to have been kicked out of Afghanistan in 2001 when they took power in 1998. So they had power for 3 years before they got kicked out. However, in 2021, the Taliban came back and regained control of Afghanistan. Except this time, they're much smarter, and they were basically Trump, but Afghanistan. And instead of one person going ahead and saying, "Make America great again," it was a bunch of people saying, Make Afghanistan Islamic again," something like that, I guess. Please don't really take that joke seriously. But in the end, though, this was a pretty long wait, and I kind of understand why this took really long. You kind of have to understand it. There was a 9-year hiatus between Mud City and My Name is Pravana, the alleged true ending of the Breadwinner series, but then we got the sequel. This is set 20 years after My Name is Pravana has ended, and that was when, Shazia and Pravana are all adults, 35 years old. And at that age, they had moved on. Shazia and Pravana were still friends. In fact, I think that is the only reason why they are still friends with each other. They go ahead and still save women from people who are just too Islamic and too Taliban-like. And they go ahead and give each other their own dreams. Shazia's dream being that she always wanted to go to Paris. And, Parvana's dream... Oh, God. And Parvana's dream being that she wanted to be an architect, and so they combined their dreams together. Parvana went ahead and used her architect skills to go ahead and plant purple lavender fields. Well, technically they're called different things, but they're also called Afghan lavender. As well as building a mini statue of the Eiffel Tower. In fact, this is how tall Shazia is, and this is how tall... Oh God, that's a little too tall. This is how tall Parvana is. And this is how tall their model Eiffel Tower is. They go ahead and sit here, and there's so much more that we go ahead and think about. Parvana has went ahead and moved on. She has new sisters, and she has a new baby brother that she adopted from some ruins, who are all now grown up. Mariam, the sister that I just go ahead and told you about, became a professional Afghanistan singer and has amassed, lots and lots of followers, leading to her becoming a bit more famous, as well as going ahead and making up some new songs. Asif has went ahead and, he still only has one leg, and he still has to go on crutches, but he and Parvana are married, and they had a kid, a guy named Rafi. Rafi was able to go ahead and was a lot like his father, except he had an extra leg. And he really had Parvana's determination and will too. He loved Afghanistan, and he was a really good ballet dancer, very untraditional for a man in Afghanistan. As a result, he kept this hidden from the Taliban, and when the Taliban came back, he had to go ahead and go to the airport too. His dad came with him to go ahead and accompany him and his sister Mariam to go back to New York so that they can go ahead and at least live their lives a bit more freer. But then, bad timing, Taliban struck and they were stuck in Afghanistan. Taliban were like, "No, America bad! Afghanistan good. You want to leave fatherland Afghanistan? Get out of here. You are not going to America. America bad. I go to America once. America go ahead and so mean." Of course, that went ahead and didn't really do much of a difference to them. The American military went ahead and eventually went ahead and sent them on planes, sure, but only if they had the right documents, which they luckily had. Rafizo, he would go ahead and left the airport, leaving himself another kid to be his replacement as his Rafi, which I'm not sure how this guy would do ballet dancing, but yeah, he'll figure something out. They go ahead and reminisce the times that happened all the way in the original Breadwinner series, My Name is Pravana, and yada yada yada. But at One More Mountain, we finally get all the sequels. Everyone that was helped by Pravana went ahead and came back here too. They went ahead and told Rafi about everything that happened to their mother, about how young she was, and how they were going ahead and doing so well. Parvana was a really nice woman, and she would go ahead and help anyone. She has never went ahead and rejected anyone too. Everyone she did, she made friends, and of course she made enemies. The Taliban certainly hated her. And in this part though, we find Asif died. We see Asif being killed by the bombing at the airport, which is quite sad. But in the end, so we finally get something about this. One More Mountain goes ahead and not only teaches us something, it teaches us about how to be resilient even when our old traumas come back to the surfaces to annihilate us one more time. But then again, we can always cross one more mountain. We feel like we keep going on a valley until one more mountain appears. But then we realize that's probably the last mountain. So we climb it one more time to go ahead and go on clear, easy paths for the rest of the time. In the end, so this breadwinner book goes ahead and teaches us, as I mentioned earlier, how to be resilient and how to be respectful and how to be mournful. But in the end, that is all we get from this. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So if you guys did enjoy this episode, please give this a thumbs up. And I will try not to do Taliban impressions next time. I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, Shahana, peace. Bye bye.